Welcome. This short tutorial will show you how to use the Chrysalis notification service to create a campaign. We'll be doing appointment reminders as an example. So starting out, click Add Campaign and go to the page where the notification service will walk us through a number of steps to create the campaign. First is just some basic information about the campaign. We'll call it a reminder. You can enter a description if you wish. Since this is a voice campaign, I'll make note of that. The channel is whether the campaign will be launching phone calls or SMS text messages. We'll leave it at voice phone calls. Since they're phone calls, we can enter a caller ID to appear on the phone of the person being called. And the other fields we can just leave at their defaults. Now we'll proceed to the next step, which is date and time. This is how we tell the notification service when it's okay to send a notification. By default, it comes up with some reasonable values, including messages will go out no earlier than 8 a.m. or later than 5 p.m. We'll leave that as is, although I'm in the Pacific time zone, so I'm going to indicate that. And I will click Next. Now this takes us to message content. Since this is a rather simple message that we're sending, we'll use our simple message editor. And the message we're going to send is, "Hi, this is your doctor's office. This is a reminder that you've got an appointment at such and such a time." And that time is going to vary depending on the patient being called. So we need to create a variable that's going to hold that time, which I will do here, and add that, and now we're ready to build our message. Now the message starts out with a fixed prompt that's going to be the same for all callers. We have to give that a name. We'll call it greeting, and the text is right here. It says we've got a reminder from your doctor's office. You have an appointment today at, and that's the end of the fixed part of the message. At this point you can upload an audio file if you have a recording of the voice that you want to play here. You can have the notification service call you if you enter your phone number and click on record audio file. Or we can just rely on the built-in text-speech engine to create a synthetic voice that will play this part of the message. And we'll do that here for this for our purposes here. Now that we've got the fixed part, we've got the variable part. We need to insert that appointment time into the message. We've just got one variable defined, so we will choose that and add it. And here's our message. This is your doctor's office. You have an appointment today at, followed by the time. If you'd like to hear exactly what your message is going to sound like, you can click on Test, and we will call you and play a sample message for you. Now we'll return back to the campaign. The next thing we need to do is indicate who's going to be called. If it's a long list or a short list, you can upload it in CSV text file format, which is easy to create with Microsoft Excel. But since we have just a few people to call, in this case just one, we'll add a single contact manually. And again, I'll put in my phone number and my name, and that's enough to add the contact to the database. Once it is added, then we can specify the value for any variables. In this case, it's our appointment time that we want to enter. I'll use 3 o'clock p.m. and save it. And now we are all set to go. We can see here that we've got one contact in our list. There's one pending that needs to be sent out, and we can start the campaign. You'll see that the status goes to idle briefly, and pretty quickly it'll flip over to running, and your messages will start going out.